Well, hello everybody. Okay, just making sure this is working. Josh Denny here. Welcome to the webinar. We're going to do this on Monday. Of course, typically done on Wednesday, but this Wednesday something very special is happening, which you all know. We've got the New Year's Eve party, and of course, we're going to be bringing in 2015. And so I'm excited. This webinar is not going to be very long. It's going to be pretty short, actually. I want to give some good content and what to expect in 2014. Again, 2014 has been a phenomenal year for Secret. Many of you were just on the vision call. You probably heard some of the great announcements. I'm not going to cover that stuff because it was already covered, and you can always replay that call. Go to your back office, and you can get all that content. But I'm fired up because 2014 for myself, for my wife, for many people that have been working with Secret, it's been the best year possible. And what's great is it's just the beginning. 2015 has got tremendous promise. We know that we're going to be pre-launching here in Japan in the month of January for Cabinet, and for those of you that have a team out there, we're looking at other countries throughout the rest of 2015. But in the country you're in right now, whether it's Australia, South Korea, Canada, Mexico, or in the United States where I'm at, just know that where you are in a moment in time is all the difference in having tremendous success and taking action. Of course, there's a lot of people that were in the right place at the right time when Apple stock was at $14 or $15. People at the right time on almost any stock play with Google or any major opportunity. There's people that were in the right place at the right time. They just didn't take action, and therefore they didn't get to reap the benefits. In business, it's all about timing, and we know that. Of course, the skincare profession as a whole is going through massive growth. The profession of network marketing, relationship marketing, home-based businesses, party planning, direct selling, whatever you want to call it, that profession as a whole is also going through massive growth, ushering in this final part of the decade of the 2010s going into 2020, which is awesome. And here we are coming into 2015. I believe we have an incredible 5 years ahead of us of unprecedented opportunity. And there will be people who take incredible advantage of this and become wealthy. And there'll be others who, unfortunately, were there in the beginning, don't see it, gave up, whatever, and decided that they were going to go look somewhere else or do something else. And that's kind of why I want to do this talk, because excuse me, this is 2014, and today I'm a little I'm sorry, a little under the weather here, but I've never been more fired up. It's like everyone says rest, you got to rest. I can't rest. I'm too excited. I've been spending the entire day planning out 2015, just in my mind what I'm going to be doing. In fact, the next couple of days it's just planning session. So if you've been trying to get a hold of me, I apologize. I am what they call well, they say ADD, whatever. I don't know about any of that stuff, but I have a challenge. Like, this thing makes a noise, I have to look at it. So the only way for me to get away from it is I just put it in a drawer, turn it on silent, and leave it. And I've done that for the last couple days and looked at it periodically. But the reason is I'm looking at 2015 and planning out my activities. I kind of get with the family, and I'd encourage you to do this. Get with your family. Get with your husband, get with your wife, get with whoever your significant is. And if you have kids, get with them too, and make them a part of the plan, because any business is going to require sacrifice. It's going to require effort. It's going to require time. It's going to require you really making a major push. And of course, that, like I said, there's sacrifice involved, a lot of sacrifice. But the good news is you got to look at the payoff. So if you get with the family and get the dream boards together, cut out all the things that you like, that your wife likes, your husband likes, or whoever, right? Get that all done with your kids and just say, look, guys, we're going to put this calendar together. Because, and I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and this is what happens to most of us. Maybe you can relate with this. You're working like crazy because you got Secret in your blood. It's in your heart. You get it. You see it. You see the vision for your future. You see the company's vision, and you're aligning yourself with it, and you're deciding to go on this journey. And if you're like me, I get into this crazy work mode, and you know what, the family starts to suffer because I'm just thinking about it nonstop, because this business happens, someone calls you and, that sends you on this wild goose chase. And then you go to this one and that one. And next thing you know, it's been a week, a month, 2 months, a year. And you haven't been able to do what you really wanted to do, which is spend time with your family or do some of those things, because you're kind of putting them on pause so that way you can achieve the lifestyle that you want. Now, that's a natural thing that happens with most people, especially type A personalities. We kind of go hyper focus on it and go nuts. And so what I want to do is help you get the best year possible. The way you do that is plan it out, because again, if you don't, you'll end up in this trap of working like crazy, and eventually you're working, but your mind is thinking about the family. And then when you're with the family, your mind is thinking about working, and it doesn't work. You want to be 100% present with what you're doing at all times. I know it's more difficult done than said. However, the way I've found to do this is if you can put the plan in writing, all right? Put all the goals that you want. Maybe you want to go to Disney World with the family. Maybe you want to travel to a different country. Maybe if you're in Australia, you want to come to America, or maybe you want to go to Europe, or wherever it is. Maybe you want to be in that Thailand trip, which I encourage you to be at, or maybe you're in America or Mexico or Canada and you want to be on one of those trips. Okay, put that as a goal and write all those things down that you want to do, and schedule family time in that calendar. Okay, and if you don't have a family just yet, if you're one of the younger people, I was one of those at one point, take some time for yourself. It's very important that you get some time for yourself just to decompress and remember and remind yourself why you're doing this. So put maybe a hobby. I'd say once every 90 days, give yourself a weekend of just doing you. Now, if you don't have the money just yet, that's okay. But still, and I wouldn't spend the money you don't have, okay? But, make a weekend together. I mean, it doesn't cost much to just relax, just to turn off the world, turn off the phone, watch some movies you like, play some games, again, decompress. But you want to schedule that stuff ahead of time. Of course, you probably want to make sure that you know about the regional events in your marketplace and the convention, so you can kind of plan around that. But put it all out there and get the family together. Guys, say, guys, look, mommy and daddy, or mommy or daddy, or whoever you are, I've got to do this work. I've got to put a lot of time in this year. 2015 is going to be our best year, and so I want to let you know some of the rewards that we're going for. Okay, these things. Now, again, it doesn't have to be materialistic things, because sometimes we overpromise our family. That's why a lot of times people get burned out in business, not just networking or secret, just business, because they make all these plans and all these promises, and they don't know the timeline. So it can get kind of convoluted, and maybe, you said in a year we're going to have X, Y, Z, but in a year you don't have that yet. And then you feel like a failure. At least that's how I felt early on. Instead, put the time there. Look, no matter what, we're going to have time together. Even if we just go into the park, if we're going to the park, we're going to the beach, we're going to the mountains, or we're going to go have a picnic, family time. Plan that stuff all around your year and give your kids or your family reward. This is what we're going to do. Again, if you're single, give yourself a reward, but put that there so you have something to look forward to, and then plan your year out in working. Now, I'm going to tell you the next webinar we're going to be, and that's going to be Wednesday. Let me make sure I got the date here. We got Wednesday, January the 7th. This is our first webinar of the new year. I'm excited about this, but we're going to be laying out the plan, the action plan of 2015. The webinar schedule, we're going to be doing some very specific training stuff that we haven't done before, diving into every detail. Yes, we're still going to be interviewing and doing that, but I'm really going to go into some very specific training, because I've spent the last 4 or 5 months kind of compiling all the things that I believe are essential to success in this business, and kind of tracing my steps back. What did I do, and what have the most successful people done to get to where they got to? How do you get to the top of the plan? How do you make $1 million a year? How do you really do that? And I'm going to go through that step by step. And that's going to be laid out, the plan, the webinar schedule, exactly what to expect through 2015. Now, the simulcast is coming up on the 4th. Now, we also, of course, we're launching our acne product, the Clear Wash. This product here, I'm hearing phenomenal stories about it. Of course, I don't really have an issue with acne, thank God. So I couldn't tell you if it's working or not working, but I can tell you my wife is raving about it. She loves it. Anyone who's had some challenges with acne swears by this product, in conjunction, of course, with the mud soap and mud mask and other products that they use. But this right here is amazing. This is launching. Huge situation for yourself, for your family, for your friends, for all your customers. It's a big situation. Now, I believe that there's many of you probably believe the same thing as I do, that 2015 is going to be the year that Secret really starts to go into some massive momentum. Let me talk to you a little bit about momentum in this profession of networking, and building a business like this. When you start to go into momentum and a company starts to really grow, some of you've probably seen it with other companies, or maybe you've experienced it. However, when a company starts to grow, your income can grow as much as 10 to 20 times within a 12-month period of time on the residual basis. So whatever you're making in residual income, again, that's your customer base, your team commissions, your check match on those, that's stuff that you're not doing. You're kind of sitting at home, you maybe aren't making any phone calls right now, and that money's still coming in, the residual on the customer base. Whatever you can get that to can grow, again, by as much as 10 to 20 times within 12 months, sometimes faster, when a company starts to go into momentum. So the goal would be, if I'm you right now, is get yourself to $1,000 a month. You can get to 10,000, even better, but you get to 1,000 in residual income. Now you're going to be making more than that because, of course, you've got your enrollment bonuses, you've got your Drive Your Dream bonus, you've got other bonuses going on. But if you can get just the residual, that team commission check, and I'd say it's probably a little bit less than that because it's the residual, but you get that to 1,000 a month. You'll have within 12 months, you can potentially have a $10,000 monthly residual income or more. You get it to 10,000, you can get up to maybe 100,000 or more monthly residual income. You may say that's crazy, and I thought so too. Believe me, I wasn't always having success with networking or building a business like this. It was difficult. It was. You see people that are having all the success, and you think to yourself, "Oh man, I can't be like them," or we compare ourselves. I did. I didn't make any money in networking for 2 years. Actually 95 is when I started. I didn't make really any real money to the year 2001. My goodness, 6 years. I was a failure, like a miserable failure for 6 years. Now, thank God you don't have to go through that because you got a great company with Secret. But I mean, 6 years. Can you imagine? Can you imagine that? It was so demoralizing. I'm feeling, man, I'm just the worst ever. But I stayed to it. I stayed consistent. Now, I wasn't full-time that whole time. Okay, there was times I went and get jobs and I had to do what I had to do, but it was always in my mind. And it was probably my second full-time year that I made money. My first full-time year, I made nothing. My second full-time year, I made a couple dollars. Okay, my third full-time year, I made maybe a couple dollars. It was my second full-time year, I made $48,000. And that was at the last part of that, like the last 6 months of that. And then it just kind of exploded from there. And why do I say that? Because I think a lot of times people start to compare themselves with others. Understand the majority of what you're doing here is a mental journey. Okay, that's the majority of it. It's all, they say the 6 inches in between your ears. Okay, it's different. It's a different type of work. It's a different type of thinking. A lot of it's different. Now, some of you got in, you had some good sponsors, or maybe you got involved because of the company or proximity. You started working real hard. You followed the system. You started to have some success. God bless you, but just know you're going to have to grow mentally to that success level very quickly. How do you do it? Read the books, listen to tapes. There's so much content out there, but just take some of your day in 2015 every day and allocate it to studying how to become a better professional, how to grow. And that's why they call it personal development. You're developing yourself. You're developing the person that you need to become in order to be able to acquire the things that you say you want. It's so vitally important. We can only get what we are. And sometimes you end up a little bit more than what you are. And sometimes if you're like me, you find out you get back to where you are. And if you want to have more, you got to be more. I'm not saying anything new. You've probably heard this said 100 times from different audio programs. And if you haven't heard it, just know that is absolutely true. And with Secret, we have such a unique opportunity that people can get involved and they can have some really good success relatively fast. Okay? But again, we can't discount the mental thing. I can't stress that enough. In 2015, you got to have a plan. The books you want to read, the tapes you want to listen to. Okay, maybe some other seminars you want to attend. You know, Tony's got some great stuff. Tony Robbins, there's great sermons out there. I don't know. Whatever can help you grow. Lots of weekend things, seminars or whatnot to help grow yourself. And I'm not going to endorse any of them. You just go online and find something for yourself and go to it. Again, it's very, very important. Now, I want to say another thing. 2014 was a crazy year. You know, for some of you, had the best year ever. Some of you had, you know, not as good of a year as your 2013. You know, for whatever reason, maybe people got involved in your business and they quit. You know, they went to the XYZ company over here. And oh, you know, it's easier over here. And this kind of stuff happens all the time. And it starts to weigh on you. Maybe you're a leader here and you're starting to get, you know, bombarded because, you know, we troubleshoot for everybody, right? We handle everyone's challenges. We're on the phone. We're helping them out. We're talking them through. We're talking them off the fence. We're helping them to see the vision you and I see so clearly. And after a while, it starts to take a toll. And if you don't have a place to vent that, if you don't have a place to bring that, of course, you should know, if you don't already, you never bring it to your team. The organization, they can't see you bleed. They can't see you cry. They can't see you, and, you know, I'm not perfect at this stuff. I mess up a lot, but I'm telling you that's the rule of thumb. Don't let them see you bleed. Don't let them see you upset. Our job as leaders is always to redirect thinking, you know, because look, people, why aren't people having the success they want in life? It's not because, you know, they were born with less, you know, maybe that's part of it, but you could read many books on people who were born with nothing and obscurity, and I'm talking desolate, poverty-ridden, war-ridden countries that have come out and become tremendously successful. People that were born with, and were orphaned and abused and gone through all sorts of horrendous things that I can't even imagine, that turned it all around and became successful. Why is that? Right here. They decided to. They made a decision to make it happen. So that's why I'm confident. It's not that they have less. It's that the way they were thinking about their life, the way they were thinking about. So as leaders, we need to constantly help someone think that way, help them see it, help them rise above their current circumstances and say, listen, I know where you're at. I know what you're going through, but here's where we need to go. Imagine a battle, you know, and you got to take the hill. You know, you got to take this hill. The enemy's on the hill, and you're outnumbered. You're outgunned. It's raining. It's cold. And your orders are to take that hill. In fact, if you don't take that hill, that high ground, you're going to die. And your whole squad's going to die. Everyone's going to die that you're leading, that you're responsible for. Now, imagine now that you're not the leader, that you're in this squad, depending on the leader. And the leader, you know, is like whining, like, you know what, we're outnumbered. I'm scared. I don't know what to do. We don't have enough ammunition. And then the leader's just sitting in the corner crying. Well, does that invoke any confidence? What happens in all likelihood? Well, either someone rises up and becomes a leader and says, forget what this clown's saying. We're going to go take this hill. You can die over there in the corner if you like, but we're going. And it's going to rally up everyone else to go. Or it's certainly failure. So, again, sometimes we have to take ourselves out of ourselves and watch us from a distance. Say, if I was following me, you know, number one, would I follow me? And a lot of times, if you're really honest, you say no. I can't even believe it. I've got people that really do well, make a lot of money, and complain all the time, just whine, and they wonder why people don't listen to them, why people don't respect them. You and I don't respect leaders like that. We can't follow a leader like that. We don't. It's too unpredictable. It's not safe. So again, when people bring you problems, you can't just sit there and sympathize with them. Yes, listen. And if there are real issues, and there are, write them all down. Say, listen, this is probably a real issue. We're going to handle this. We're going to make this happen. I promise you, I'm going to make this work. But right now, we got to go get this hill. Right now, listen. Look, if you're with me, we're going. You know, I'm with Secret. We're going all the way. Are you with it? All right. If you're with it, let's go. And redirect the thinking. Okay, and then go work on that problem. Bring it to your upline, bring it to the support system, bring it to the company. Okay, and then redirect. Here's the reality. Some people I hear, they go, man, that they're upset about what's going on. They're like, man, I just can't make it work. When they made it work with less. Some of the people who came in the very beginning with us, we didn't have an agent kit. The product showed up broken at people's houses, leaking it's all normal, leaking all over the box, and it maybe take 3, 4, 5 weeks just to get a replacement. It was crazy, but we were just talking about the vision. We're getting it. Okay, this is an issue. We're going to fix it. But look, this is a new company. This is where we're going. And we kept talking and kept breathing life into the future of this operation. That's what you and I need to do. Now, the good news is, Secret in 2014 is far better of a company than it was in 2013. Excuse me. 2015 Secret, we're far superior than 2014. Today, we're a way better company than we were than when most of you got started. And if you just got started recently, praise the Lord. Look, we are on the cusp of an absolute explosion. We have a phenomenal company. Some of the things you're going to hear on the simulcast on the 4th of January is going to blow your mind. I'm telling you. Look, this is one event you need to promote like no other to every agent in the universe, every person. Someone quit, that's okay, get them on that. Okay, they'll probably come back. Again, we're going to be talking about it. That's going to be launching the year. But I want to talk about, I want to reverse what I was saying. It's like, get your calendar together. All right? Plan out that family stuff so you have something to look forward to, and your family has something to look forward to. And then, whatever your career is, put all that in. Other business obligations, put that in. If you're full-time, then you got to max your calendar out. You got to go all out, nonstop, crazy with everything you got. Everything you got right now. And again, I'm talking to you if you want to be extremely successful. If you want to be the one that's financially independent, you have the ability to actually earn a multi-6-figure or even 7-figure income. If that's what you're going for, look, it is not going to be by mistake. It's certainly not going to be because you got lucky. It's going to be because you put your head down and you went to work. And you went to work like a maniac, and you didn't look up. You didn't look anywhere. You laser focused for the next 12 solid months. Next 12 solid months. Yeah, have you ever heard about the penny that doubles every day? A penny that doubles every day for 30 days. Okay, if you've ever done this, you might want to break out a calculator one time and look at just do 1 cent. You got 0.01. All right, 0.01, and that's the first day you get a penny. And there's this old thing they say, look, would you rather have a penny doubled every day for 30 days or 31 days, or would you rather have $100,000 a day for 30 days? Most people say, well, $100,000 all day. All day, I can get $100,000 right now. But in that scenario, if you do that and you just keep doing it, you end up with like $10 million. $10 million, but it all comes in the last like 4 or 5 days. The last part of it, it's insane. Just if you do it, like kind of draw it out and you'll see it's like a graph. It goes boom and just straight up. That's this business. Some of us miss it because on the 8th month, we don't see the fruits. We don't see it and we quit. Or what most of the time happens, it doesn't even wait 8 months. Most people quit after 8 weeks. They're like, oh man, this isn't working. And they quit. Or they start whining and complaining to their organization. They recruited 3 or 4 people and it's been, 4 months and they're going and they stub their toe, or the company does something that they didn't like, or a mistake is made. And they start whining to their team. They start whining because they're friends, and they start, and they in essence, how do I put this they throw up, okay? They throw up on all their friends. They throw up on everybody. And it's like, nobody likes to be thrown up on. And I've seen it happen for years. And it's all right here. You stay focused. 12 months, guys, 12 months. Put your family in there. Put your personal development in there. And schedule your calendar with secret activity, which is getting in front of people for the next year. And I promise you that by this time next year, you're going to be in a whole different position. You're going to be in a situation love and life. You'll have one of the best holiday seasons that you probably ever had. And if anything else, you'll be poised for massive growth to have the best 2016 going on to 2020. You'll be able to set yourself up. This is the time. This is it. Okay. The only reason I'm able to have success and talk to you with confidence like this is because it happened for me. Okay. I wasn't better than anybody. I'm not better than anybody. I'm just a regular person that followed the information I'm giving you. I didn't make this stuff up. I learned it from someone who knew what they were doing, and I copied it. I said, okay, good. I got to get a calendar out. I got to put everything in there. I've got to work on my brain. I've got to listen to the tapes. I've got to be at seminars. I've got to work on me, because I know in order for me to have more, I got to be more. And I worked on me and worked on me and worked on me. I sharpened my axe. You've ever heard that expression? Many people have given credit to all sorts of different philosophers, but I read the book of Ben Franklin that said that Ben Franklin, if he was going to give 3 hours or 4 hours to chop down a tree, he'd spend 3 hours sharpening his axe, 1 hour chopping the tree. What does he mean? 3/4 of the time working on you, 1/4 of the time working on the business. Okay, Secret is a great opportunity. That's not up for debate. Secret's not going anywhere. I promise you, Secret will be a multi-billion-dollar annual company all day without any question in my mind. It will happen. And there'll be those of you that ride this with us and become extremely wealthy. And there'll be others that have this story. Well, I saw it in the beginning, and I woulda, I coulda, I shoulda, but I didn't. I didn't see it. I missed it. Actually, that's a little bit too honest. There'll be some that say that. Most will make excuses. Most will say, well, it wasn't my fault. Of course, it was, so-and-so or such and such or this and that. In the end, guys, if you're going to have massive success, it's going to be because of you, not because of me or any other leader. But if you fail, that's also going to be because of you, not because of me or any other leader or Secret. And this is the year, 2014, we cut everything out. We say, whatever happened before. This is a new day. 2015, it's a new year. I'm going to move into this new year, and I'm not going to do like I did before. I'm going to make it happen this time. I'm going to set it. I'm going to set that goal. I'm not going to deviate because my family's worth it. My future's worth it. And dang it, you know what? I'm going to make something happen. I'm going to do it. And if you have that attitude, you go, and it's not going to be easy. I promise you. It'll be the toughest thing you ever do. But it'll be worth it. It'll be worth it in ways I can't even begin to describe. All I can say is this. Guys, if you go on this journey with us, it'll be the most exhilarating, most exciting, most rewarding thing you ever do. But you can't just do it for a couple months. I'd say you can't even just do it for 1 year. You got to give this 3 to 5 years. 2015, may that be the first bit where you're laser focused and you give this 12 months of everything you got, and then evaluate and then see whether you want to give it the next 2. I assure you, though, if you do it, if you truly do it, you'll be giving it a lot more than that. And it'll be worth every single ounce of sweat, every teardrop, every heartache, every betrayal from false friends. It'll be worth it. And you know what? You'll rise amongst the individuals that have achieved extraordinary things in their lives, because they've all gone through the same thing. I promise you, any high achiever you've ever met or ever read about, they've all gone through what you're about to go through. And it's fun and it's exciting. And I wish you the best. 2015, I wish you the best for your life and for your family. And so here's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to spend a few minutes answering questions. Some of you have some questions. If I have the answer, I'll give it to you. Otherwise, I'll probably refer you to the company tomorrow. I'd encourage you not to type in customer service type questions, like about products or about, I don't know that stuff, guys. I just know people and I understand business. So when it comes to business building, I'll take those questions. I'll type in whatever question you want, but I'm just saying for the purposes of this webinar, it'd be in your best interest to type those type of questions. Now, there's a box below you. Type your name in if you would. Again, you could remain anonymous if you choose to, but if you've typed a question before and you forgot to put your name in, just type it again. I'm going to start from the bottom and roll up, and I'll give this another 15 minutes, and we will roll on out of here, guys. By the way, thank you again. All right, here we go. Questions and answers. Oh. It's not wanting to work. Uh-oh. Am I off air? No, I'm not off air. Okay. Okay, here we go. I'm there. Can you explain the importance or benefit of getting a new agent to get started with the special agent package? I know having products important, but is there a promotion advantage in getting the special agent pack? Thanks, Brad. Absolutely, Brad. There is a huge advantage. Several things. One, first and foremost, having the product, okay? That's first and foremost. You need to have the product, okay? There's different strokes for different folks. You never know who's going to respond to what. So having all the product is huge. Plus, you're going to have the products that you like. You get a chance to try everything so you can use it. Again, being a product of the product is a core, one of our core commitments. Okay. The next reason is people do what you do, not what you say. So if you really want to set things up properly, number one, you got to have the right products for business. I mean, it's a business. You know what I mean? Of course. But also, you can't expect me, if I'm joining your team, you didn't come in at a special agent pack. You can't expect me to have one. That just doesn't make sense. I'm going to ask you, well, how did you get started? And if you've never noticed it, I've recruited, I don't know, over 100 people. And almost every single time I get someone started, they always ask me, well, how did you get started? Where should I get started? And special agent pack, of course. Okay. Additionally, there are advantages with the commission structure. The advantages on the commission structure are this. When you get started, you'll be coded at a special agent. It's like just basically get 5% more on your team commission. So everyone starts off at 10%. And once you achieve the bronze rank, then you get 5% more for a total of 15. Okay. And as long as you're bronze, you always get that. However, if you come in at the special agent package, they're going to code you at the 15% team commission from day one. So basically, you're getting a 50% more increase in team commission. You earn 50% more. So that's huge. Additionally, you'll get the 20% check match on all bronze agents or above. So anyone who's a bronze or above, maybe you have someone on your team, someone gets there, you're going to go ahead and get that 20% check match. So you start there, okay, for 12 weeks while you're earning your way up to bronze. So that's the other advantage. Additionally, it also qualifies you for it makes you superstar eligible. So that way, when you get a package, you help 2 people do it. In your first 28 days, you get that $200 bonus. Okay, that's an eligibility package. And so is the premium package, the $550. I hope that answers your question, Brad. By the way, good to see you. Merry Christmas. The Flynn family, love you guys. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Yes, it was recorded. And thank you for the compliments. Let me refresh again. I know, guys, this is a last-minute webinar. So I appreciate you all being on here. Let's see here. Still had quite a showing. Again, next time. Kelly. Hey, Kelly, I remember you. What are some of the best books to read? Yeah, look, again, it all depends on where someone is. I'm always hesitant always recommending books. I do, but because I don't know where your journey is. I'll give you a few. My favorite book always is the Bible. I just love it. And, I've read it multiple times. And again, there's a lot of the religious stuff, guys. Look, it's crazy to me how many people talk about something they've never read before. Just if anything, just read it for the personal development, okay? But that's my number one all-time favorite book. After that, I got Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. I think that's a just phenomenal book on thinking and actually the principles of wealth accumulation. Huge. Again, a lot of stuff from the Bible, but Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill, phenomenal book. How to Win Friends, Influence People, Dale Carnegie. One of my favorites in interacting with people and communication and understanding how to really influence somebody else, not manipulate, but influence with kindness and with it's an amazing book. I'd encourage you to read it if you haven't. God, there's so many. Richest Man in Babylon by George S. Clason. If I could just go through my whole library here. The Richest Man Who Ever Lived, Stephen Scott. It's a great book. Right now I'm on Developing the Leader Within You, John Maxwell. In fact, all of Maxwell stuff's great. It's a little textbooky for me, but it works real well. Goodness gracious, the Psychology of Persuasion. This book right here is phenomenal in interacting with people. Of course, I got a Ben Franklin. This book right here, just great stuff about Benjamin Franklin. Big fan of Prophecy, Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. These are some of the books I've just gone through recently. This book kind of freaked you out a little bit. This type of stuff motivates me. It kind of talks about the way things really are right now, the state of affairs financially, and not just United States where I live, but a lot of places in the world, and how wealth is changing drastically and the middle class is shrinking. Anyway, that stuff gets me. There's just so many stuff. Anyway, I would start with some. And here's the thing. I've learned this about books. A lot of them are the same thing regurgitated, and sometimes you get someone else's spin on it, which is great. But, I would just, Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill, How to Win Friends and Influence People. If you just master those two books, literally memorize them, that's pretty much all you need, okay, in my opinion. All right, let's do this again. Is Germany going to open soon? You know what? We've done some discovery over there, looking at the market. We've looked at some of the infrastructure. I don't know exactly when, so don't put a date on it. But we're looking at hopefully the end of 2015, end of the year, maybe sooner. I don't know, but we are really seriously considering as a company moving in that direction. Let's see here. What else we got? And by the way, thanks, Kelly, for the question. Let's see, I'm on. Thank you. Great webinar. Thank you, Tracy. 2015, Tracy Zimmer, you're one of my heroes. I hope you know that. Let's see. Is there any product on the market that clear up extremely dark spots? And also, how long will it take? Again, I don't know that question. I'm not the best product guy, although we are going to have Dr. Ho on the schedule quite a few times coming up in the 2015. I'm very excited about that. We're going to have Dr. Ho. We're going to have the scientist from L'Oreal. We're going to have a lot of exciting things. I don't want to let it all out. Be on next webinar. We'll kind of give you all the good stuff from there. Is Canada going to be able to get clear on Jan 4th? Laura Lee, I don't know. It's a government thing. I hope so. I'd imagine so, but I do know we're doing everything possible to make sure it launches as fast as we possibly can get it out there. We know you want it. We've been getting it out to people anyway. So anyway, I hope so. I really do. There's a couple questions on that one. Let's see here. Iona, are you recording the session and can we share it with our team? Yes, you can. You can share this. It will be up on the same link, at least for the next week, up until the following Wednesday on January 7th, where we're going to be doing the first webinar of the year, which I'm excited. Again, right following the simulcast. I'm excited about that. You will be too once you hear it. There's some great stuff coming out. 2015 is going to be the best year ever. All right. I'm going to refresh this one more time. So get your questions in if you want to. Oh, wow. Do we have only 2 days left to get agents in for the double Rising Star bonuses? Brad M. Yes, we do. Guys, the 31st is the cutoff. 2 days between now and midnight Pacific Standard Time, guys. You got to get every agent in that wants to participate in the double rank advancement bonus promo that we launched at the convention. So again, we all are not going to extend that as far as I know. That's I know for a fact it's not on the it's not on the simulcast. So I don't know. All I know is what I've been told is anyone that gets in before the 31st, or actually before the 1st, is going to be able to have the access to the double rank advancement. Anyone after that won't have that same ability. Of course, we will have some cool things, but it won't be quite that cool, I think. Anyway. Okay. Here we go. Prophecy. Yep. I agree. It is a great book. Hey, Josh, so Christmas is over. I'm hoping to get that everyone is out of the eggnog mode now. Mike McVeigh from Wisconsin. Hey, Mike. He said, what would be best advice you could give on how to reach your agents and get them reamped to build the business with you going to 2015? Mike, simulcast. Man, get them on that simulcast. Whatever it takes. You have a whole week to promote it. It's next Sunday. Get them on it. Okay, you'll have all the access to logging in from your back office, but get everybody on there. Just have them make commitments to be on that simulcast. You will not be disappointed. So thanks, Mike. Let's see. Hey, brother, what would you say to an agent who signed up a while ago who feel like they missed the boat because they didn't engage, maybe months have gone by without them doing anything with their business? Why is now just as good of a time to start than ever? Your boy Wiles had some quote. Oh, hey, Josh. Okay, love you, buddy. Here's the major thing. All right, if you look at any graph on business, okay, almost any business is gonna kind of do this number. It's gonna have a time where it's low, okay, and it's gonna start kind of barely moving. Boom, it's gonna shoot up. Okay, this is they have you got formulation, you got concentration, and you got momentum, and then stability. Okay, so these are your phases of any company. It doesn't really matter what it is. You got formulation, concentration, momentum, and then up here at the top you got stabilization once it kind of starts to level out. Okay, so let me just share with you. All the money, folks, and everything, the big money anyway, is all made here in concentration and this early part of momentum. Okay, this is, if you get in anywhere from here to here, you're good. Formulation, most people quit. Most people quit in formulation. I can't tell you how many people had quit. They just couldn't handle it. They couldn't see the vision. And I can't blame them. I guess I get it. But I'm sad. It's really sad because they had the opportunity to be there. And so many people, for whatever reason, they just lose their way. In concentration, it's very similar to formulation, because concentration is not really hyper growth, but all your systems are in place. It's finally, it's a company. You're like, okay, this is a company. It's going to work. And you feel it. So everyone really concentrates. This formulation is kind of iffy. You know, most people are in and out, in and out. You only have a few people that have enough foresight to be concentrated during that time. Concentration, those people who really concentrate and stay through momentum, they get wealthy, just wealthy. Okay. And even if you get into early momentum, you're wealthy. We're not even momentum, guys. Okay, we're still in concentration. In fact, I'd say we're just moving into concentration from over the last few months, where we have everything together. Again, you'll see that on the simulcast. So there's never been a better time. I assure you, there'll be people that join Secret in 2015 that'll smash past people who've been involved since the beginning. Again, the early adopters don't typically always make all the money. It's the people who come in when it's concentration, full swing, and put everything in it. And the reason why is, and this is very important to understand, the reason why is people that were in the formulation and early concentration are so bogged down with all the negative. They saw, it's like, if you ever had a friend that was like a party animal, maybe in high school or college, you know, they wore the lampshade on their head, they were a nutball, right? And then now they became successful. It's kind of hard to look at them any other than the netball. You know, it's like you remember them being a netball, you meet them later at a reunion or whatever, and they're still the netball in your brain, right? Because they were crazy. Now, that's not who they are anymore, but it doesn't matter. They have a hard time getting rid of that old image. Also, have you ever met someone that you had the ultimate respect for, and then you really got to know them and you didn't have respect for them anymore? It's the same type of thing. You see, in formulation and concentration, it's kind of like everything's out in the open. Companies making lots of mistakes. Everyone's making lots of mistakes. Things are just going. It's like you're building an airplane on the way down. You jump off a cliff and you build an airplane before you hit the ground. Okay, that's scary, right? You see everybody's everything. So most of those early adopters, they can't get that out of their brain, and they die with it. They're just like, oh, I can't get past it. Again, the 6 inches between their head. You know, today's a better company. Any one of you getting involved today that's been around for a couple of years, you get involved today, you have a better company today than you did when you got started. Same energy, same effort is going to give you better results. I'd say twice or 3 times the results, for sure. It's not a matter of question your replication. Everything's there. It's just the ability for you to tune your brain and go, okay, the past is the past. This is what I got now. Be present with it. See the vision of where we're going and stay focused on it in the daily activity. That's the only difference. So again, if you're getting started today, you're in luck. Okay, I believe people getting out started throughout 2015, even through 2016 and 17, can be some of the top earners in the entire company secret globally, worldwide, for sure. Okay, your only decision is, do you want to be one? So I know that was kind of a long answer there. Okay, I went long on that, so I'll go through a couple more. I know you guys are putting in there's a lot more people now on the line. So, all right. What was the toughest experience you overcame, and how during your reach to success in relationship marketing? Stephanie Wynn, Michigan. Hi, Stephanie. Oh, man. I think my toughest experience was, in the beginning of Secret, being on food stamps with my children, and being kicked out and being $1 million in debt and going through the formulation stage I just described. Scary, scary. And it was extremely tough, but I couldn't afford to be scared. I couldn't afford to be worried about anything. I had to stay focused on the vision. I just bought the vision 100%. I drew a line in the sand and said, you're either going to see me at the top of this mountain waving the flag, or you're going to see me dead along the road. There is no in between. That's just, but that's me. I know other people think that's crazy, but I don't know any other way. And it was tough. I mean, it was extremely tough. I had a lot of people quit. I had people complaining. I had my top earners, or top people that were around me that were winning, that were doing well, that sometimes lost their way, lost the vision. Some people were fired up and in the beginning, and they were with me, my friends, and they quit and went to other companies, and then took a lot of people that I thought were also with us on the same vision to go to their venture. And is that wrong? No, it's life. I wasn't upset about it. It hurt though. It hurt because, we're all going in this mission, and, someone takes a detour, and it's like, man, I thought we were going here. It was very tough. I wasn't making any money. I was working my tail off, like 16, 17, 18 hours a day. I did it for a year, solid, no vacation, no nothing. And it's funny. I hear people complain that, they work for a few months, they give it like 5 months, crazy. And then, then they complain for the next 7. It's like, shut up. Really. You're a whiner. I know I'm probably going a little hardcore on this webinar, but it's like, listen, if you want to be successful, don't tell me you want to go and become a millionaire and then wimp out halfway through. I mean, I'm just going to laugh at you, because that means you weren't serious at all. It's like, listen, you don't expect obstacles? Are you freaking kidding me? You don't expect it to be hard? You don't expect people to quit? You don't expect the company to make mistakes? I mean, come on. So that stuff was it was very tough. And the only way to overcome it was just, man, I had to maintain that vision. I saw 10 years out. I still do. I see the company having, skyscrapers in almost every major city around the world. I see our Secret at the top of buildings, in Tokyo, in Seoul, and well, it's already in Seoul, but in Los Angeles, New York, Toronto, in British Columbia, in Vancouver. I see it in my mind. Mexico City, South Africa, Shanghai. I see it so clearly. But you got to see it, and you got to stay focused on it and be willing to work like crazy. Hey, Jocelyn, my daughter. Hey, Joy. Joy's here too. Okay. Anyway, I hope that helps. I know it's not like an answer most people want, but you just can see my conviction. I'm going there. And look, everyone right now could quit. It doesn't matter. I'm going. I'm going to make it happen. I don't care if we have to rebuild it all the way from scratch. I assure you this will be it. Now, the good news is that it's not going to happen. Hey, want to say hi to everybody? Say hi. Are you okay, babe? All right, let's go to the next one. How can we get the recordings? It's going to be on the same link. The same link as the one you're just on. As soon as this is over, you can click on the link and get it. I appreciate the compliments. Matthew Hastings. What does a week look like in a person that's a star and your goal is to be diamond at the year end? That is a great question, Matt. Very great question. Look, your goal has to be to see every day you're getting in front of 4 people. 4 new people to share the secret visions, demo secret products, promote the events, ask them for participation, getting referrals, and repeat. That, if you're doing anything other than that, it's gonna be very difficult for you to get there. Okay, that's nonstop. If you got to figure out a way to do that. Again, the webinars we're laying out through 2015, we're gonna have details. I'm talking as much scripting as I can do. I'm not a big script person, but I realize people like them. I mean, literally, I've detailed everything. And if you follow it, it's going to be the plan. Again, next webinar, the 7th. Okay. Let's see. Bill and April Middleton from Colorado. We came in late to the webinar. Question is, can we currently build in Mexico? Yes, we can. We build in Mexico. Everything's translated. Mexico is ripe and ready to grow. So we welcome you. Look, if you need any help there, let me know. My wife and I go there quite often. Cindy more than me, but anyway, you can send me a message on Facebook. We only have I do. We only have 2 days to get new agents in for double Rising Star bonuses. Yeah, that's right. Any hope of the Czech Republic? Prague. I'm a big Prague fan. I don't know. I'd eventually say yes, but nothing's happening that I know of. I imagine once Germany opens, most of Europe will open pretty quickly after that. Loretta Ledergerber. I'm messing that up. I know it. I'm sorry. Loretta, you're awesome. Apologize about my horrible pronunciation. See, I live in an area where there's no agents around for 600 kilometers, but I'm having trouble recruiting. Any advice? I would say, if you don't have too many people in your marketplace, one, get into any networking group that is in your marketplace. But I would get online, social media. There's so many social media circles you can get in. You're just going to have to, build the relationships there. Really talk with people, be consistent with people, talk with them. There's people that can build from their home by just having them buy a sample, sending it out, or becoming a preferred customer, experiencing the products, and then becoming an agent. You can do a lot of stuff online. We have our videos. We're going to be launching a lot of stuff through these webinars too to help that. That's one specific topic I'm going to be covering in detail coming up here in the new year. All right. How do I make at least 500? I'm trying to grasp the math on the comp plan. Well, it depends. You can make $500 becoming a superstar. Okay, in your first 28 days, you get a $200 bonus. You'll get enrollment bonuses if you get the special agent package of $150. There's $500 right there. Okay, in the beginning, you're going to be getting most of your money on either customers, residual customers, which get 20 to 25% of their business volume anytime they order, and enrollment bonuses, which again, when you become a superstar, they're 30, 100, and 300, as opposed to not being a superstar, you get 15. 50 and 150. And what I mean that by those three is basic pack, premium pack, and special agent package. Team commissions. Basically, you build two teams. You get volume going with both teams. Both teams are acquiring customers. Both teams are acquiring agents that get packages. That's volume. And you'll get paid 10 to 15% of the volume of whichever one's lesser for that particular week. So this one may be lesser this week. This one may be lesser next week. It's just going to go back and forth until you got teams that are really growing. Okay. But in the beginning, it's going to be basically recruiting and selling products. A lot of people retail too. It's easy to retail. Retail, people can make an extra couple $100 a month all day just retailing products. So again, you have to figure out what's best for you. Yes, simulcast is Sunday, same time as conference call. So the conference call is going to be replaced with the simulcast. Where is Secret now on the curve? Christian, I believe it's still in concentration, moving into momentum. So it's still concentration right now, but we're moving into momentum. What advice do you have for couples doing the business together? My wife and I do this together. I'd say share the responsibilities. Make sure that each other are in the loop. I'd read the books together. Certainly show up at the events. It's worth hiring a sitter or having a family member in advance watch your children during the event so you guys can both be on the same page. If that's not an option for you, I would rotate every other one. Okay. It's very important you're both very involved in both sides, in my opinion. Unless one of the your spouse doesn't want to be involved at all, I still encourage them to be involved as much as possible as far as reading the material, listening to the call, so they know what you're doing. Okay, but then just I'd split the responsibilities, because it's a tough business when you're married if you're not doing it together, or at least having a lot of together time. Is there any kind of promotion for new agents they sign up this month? Yes, they sign up this month. They get access to the double Rising Star bonuses. Okay, I think that's all the questions. I'm going to refresh one last time since everyone's still staying on. All right. What is the deadline to get insurance? It's expensive. Thanks, buddy. Great job. Tom. Hey, Tom. Good to see you, buddy. I don't know. I have a different insurance, so I don't know at all. I should know, and I will look into that now that you asked me, Tom. But I don't know. I don't think there's a deadline to get it, though. I have no idea. I will find out. In any event, guys, that's all for me. Happy New Year. Hope you had a great holiday season. And again, get that calendar together. Put the family stuff in there first. Make sure all the secret stuff's there. That's stationary, and then just pack that thing out. Put your head down. Be willing to go all out, and this will be your best year. Anyway, I'm looking forward to it. God bless you guys. Thank you so much.